Hi everybody, welcome to Shai's Asana. Today we have a fifth chakra or Vishuddha throat chakra flow. So the throat chakra is associated with our self-expression, speech, and communication. It will really relate to your ability to communicate and understand and speak your truth. So when we're able to speak openly and honestly and speak our inner truth, then we know our throat chakra is in balance. So today we will work on finding that and balancing it. So let's start in a kneeling position. You can have your hips all the way down onto your heels, or you can have them elevated. Bring your hands to rest on top of your thighs, your knees. Close your eyes. Start to focus on the breath, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And as we settle in, if you choose, you can repeat this mantra after me, either saying it aloud or just within. I am able to hear the voice of my soul and willing to speak my truth. I am able to hear the voice of my soul and willing to speak my truth. I am able to hear the voice of my soul and willing to speak my truth. Gently flutter your eyes open. Clasp all 10 fingers together and bring this shape right underneath your chin. Bring your elbows together in front of your chest. On your inhale, start to lift your elbows up and out, keeping your hands just under your chin. Exhale through your mouth as you start to move your head back, not moving your spine, bringing those elbows to touch out in front, not bringing them down, but bringing them in front, finding neck extension. Inhale, come back up as you lower your head, raise your elbows to the sides of your face, bringing them up. Exhale, bring your head back, taking those elbows to touch in front of you. Inhale, lower your head, elbows lift. Exhale through your mouth with a sigh as you bring your elbows to touch in front. Inhale, lower your head, elbows lift. Relax your shoulders. Exhale as you lower those elbows to bring them in touch in front of you as you sigh it out. Inhale, lower your head, elbows lift. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out as you look up. Bring the elbows to touch. Inhale, lower your head, elbows lift. Exhale, sigh it out as your head goes back and your elbows come to touch. 3 more. Inhale, elbows lift, head lowers. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out through your mouth as you bend your neck back, looking up, bring the elbows to touch. Inhale, arms lift, elbows come up as your head comes down. Exhale, sigh it out. Head looks up. Last one, inhale, bring your elbows up beside your face. As you lower your head, look straight in front of you. Exhale, start to look up, bring your elbows to touch as you sigh it out of your mouth. And then release, come to neutral. Good, turn to face the short edge of the mat, coming into a tabletop position. Inhale as you drop your belly for cow. Exhale as you round your spine for cat. Inhale, drop your belly, look up, hips lift. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin, look at your navel. Inhale, look up, lift your hips, drop your belly. Exhale, round your spine, cat pose, look at your navel. Come to neutral. start to walk your hands out in front of you, keeping your hips exactly where they are. When you feel the need, you lower the elbows to the mat and bring your forehead down for puppy pose. Trying to bring that chin close to the mat, the chest close to the mat. Maybe you feel like you can even lift your forehead up and bring your chin to the mat, bringing that throat down close to the mat. Take 2 deep breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Push your forehead into the mat so you can lift your elbows up. Walk your hands back a tiny bit and then push your hands into the mat to lift your head up. Bring your hips forward and down and lower your elbows back down onto the mat, coming into Sphinx pose. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. On your inhale, lift your hips up, lift your elbows, come back into puppy pose. So lowering the elbows back down as you bring the forehead to the mat. Bring the chest close, the hips are lifted here. Maybe you can lower the chin onto the mat. Maybe you can even lower the throat down onto the mat, bring that chest really close. Maybe it's touching the mat. 2 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Push your forehead into the mat so you can lift your elbows. Then lift your hips forward and down, coming into your Sphinx pose. Elbows return to the mat. Find that gentle back bend. Now we're in the lower back. Inhale. And exhale. Let's get back into that upper back, into the shoulders and the neck by pushing your hands into the mat, lifting your hips, lifting your elbows, sending the hips back a little bit more, and then lowering the elbows down, bringing the forehead down, puppy pose, bringing that chest close to the mat, maybe lowering your chin, maybe lowering your chest. Last inhale. Exhale, and then push your forehead into the mat, lift your elbows, move the hips forward and then down, bring the elbows back down. This is our last Sphinx pose here. Push the mat away with your forearms. Look straight ahead. Then tuck your toes under and lift your hips up, lift your kneecaps, coming into forearm plank. Hold here as you start to build some heat. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. On your inhale, start to walk your feet forward, coming into dolphin pose. So knees can bend a little bit here. You want to try to push the mat away with your forearms and bring your chest closer towards your thighs behind you. Good. Take another deep breath. Inhale. And exhale, lower your knees to the mat. Open them wide, untuck your toes, send your hips back and down, child's pose. Take a deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. Walk your hands back so they're in front of your knees as you lift your torso up. Bring the knees together to touch. Let's do some more flexion here to balance out all those back bends. Bring your hands behind you and wrap them around your heels. Lengthen your spine, and then on your exhale, tuck your chin into your chest, round down, all the way down, bringing your forehead to touch your knees, top of your head to touch the mat. Holding onto those heels, lift your hips up. Coming into rabbit pose. Try to keep your forehead in connection with your knees here. Then lower your hips onto your heels and slowly start to roll your torso up one vertebra at a time. Head is the last thing to lift. Good. Inhale, bring your arms overhead. Exhale, hinge forward and fold into Balasana, child's pose with your knees together. Good. Lift your hips up. Come into tabletop with your knees together as you then tuck your toes, lift the kneecaps, come in a down dog. Lift those hips. Now open those legs, walking your dog a little wider. And bend the knees pretty deeply here so you can really lift the tailbone up nice and high. Really push that chest back towards your thighs. And now start to lengthen through your legs as you find them a little straighter, bringing those heels towards the mat. Let's try that again. Bend both knees pretty deeply. Tailbone lifts. Find the length in your spine. And then start to straighten your legs, bringing your heels closer towards the mat. One more time. Bend your knees, lift that tailbone really high, push the mat away. And then start to straighten your legs and lengthen your heels towards the mat. Good. Bend your knees, lift your heels, look forward. Step to the front of the mat. Feet come between the hands, forward fold. Micro bend in your knees, grab for opposite elbows, and find a slight sway from side to side. Release the hands. On your inhale, keep that bend in your knees and slowly start to roll up to a standing position, one vertebra at a time. Head is the last to lift. Inhale, bring your arms overhead. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, step to the back of the mat, high plank, top of a push-up. Hold on your inhale. Exhale, halfway down, lower chaturanga. Inhale, take cobra or up dog, your back bend of choice. And then exhale as you tuck your toes under, shift your hips up and back. Take your down dog. Good. Bend your knees, look forward. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand with a flat back. Arms come overhead. Exhale, release your arms by your sides. So good. Inhale, bring your arms overhead. Exhale, sit your hips back and down. Find chair. Hold your chair. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, hinge forward, fold into your forward fold, hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, step to the back of the mat, high plank, top of a push-up, hold on your inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, hips go up and back, down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. Exhale, as you move forward, bringing the right knee to your nose, then step the right foot in between your hands, spin the left heel down, lift your torso up, bring the arms up, warrior one. Back foot is pointed at the top left corner of your mat, front knee is bent, hips face forward. Just breathe in warrior one and hold it here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. And exhale, bring your hands behind your back, clasp all 10 fingers together. Open your heart as you look up. And on your exhale, bend forward, coming down to the inside of that right thigh. Arms lift up overhead, but the hands still clasped together for humble warrior. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, rise back up. Release the arms. Warrior one, arms come overhead. Exhale, bring your hands together underneath your chin, clasping the 10 fingers together. Elbows come to touch. Exhale. Inhale, lift your elbows up beside your face, coming up. Exhale through your mouth as you lift your head and bring the elbows to touch. Then release, bring the arms overhead. Straighten your right leg. Really here, start to tuck your chin into your chest. Bring your hands to touch. And then start to roll down, one vertebra at a time. Bringing that forehead close to the knee. Those hands that are together in prayer can
part here as you come down, and you can bring the fingertips to the mat. That will help you balance. You want to try to bring the forehead to the knee here as you really tuck that chin into your chest. If you want to play a little bit more with balance, you keep those hands in prayer. Good. Now release your hands to the sides of your right foot. So open to the right as you raise your right arm to the ceiling, finding your revolved pyramid pose or revolved triangle. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and then exhale. Return the right hand to the mat. Bend your right knee deeply. Come into crescent lunge, shifting onto the ball of your back left foot. Good. Now step that left foot forward next to your right foot. Inhale as you lift up into chair. Keep those knees bent. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, rise to stand and lift your right knee up so it's parallel to the mat. Stay here, or if you feel stability, then you can reach down with both of your hands and wrap them underneath the right foot. Standing leg is strong. Again, stay here. This is option 2. Option 3, start to kick your right foot out towards the front of the room. Keep your chest lifted. Option 4, start to curl down. Bring your forehead to the knee, tucking the chin at this point. And then come out of it, bending the knee if it's straight, releasing the right foot next to the left. Stand in Tadasana. Inhale, bring your arms overhead. Exhale, sit your hips back and down, coming into chair pose. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more inhale here. Wrap the ribs in. Exhale, hinge forward and fold. Bring your hands to the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your palms, bend your knees, step to the back of the mat. High plank, top of a push-up. Hold on your inhale. Exhale, halfway lower, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Take the back bend. Exhale as you shoot those hips up and back, tucking the toes. Down dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up behind you. Exhale, moving forward to plank, bringing that left knee to your nose. Step the left foot in between the hands as you release the right heel onto the mat. Lift your torso, raise your arms for warrior 1. Right toes are pointed at the top right corner of your mat. Left knee is bent. Again, wrap those ribs in here so you engage your core. Keep the hips pointed forward. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale, release your hands behind you. Clasp all 10 fingers together, but opposite thumb on top this time. Open your heart as you look up, reach those arms back. And then on your exhale, hinge forward. Bring your torso to the inside of your left thigh. Clasp hands, come up overhead. Bowing. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, rise your torso. Lift those arms overhead. Warrior 1. Good. Now bring your hands to clasp under your chin again. Elbows come to touch. On your inhale, lift those elbows up beside your head. Exhale, sigh it out as you bend your neck back and look up and bring the elbows to touch in front of you. Good. Release that. Come to neutral warrior 1, arms overhead. Straighten your left leg. Bring the hands to touch in prayer. Tuck your chin into your chest. Now start to roll down, trying to bring that forehead to touch your left knee. You can separate your hands or keep them in prayer if you want to test your balance. Inhale and exhale. Inhale And exhale. One more breath here. Then release those hands to the mat, framing the left foot. Press the right hand into the mat as you twist your torso open to the left and raise that left arm to the ceiling, finding your revolved pyramid pose. Either looking down, straight ahead, or maybe even up. Yogi's choice. Take another breath. And release your hands to the mat. Coming into crescent lunge, ball of the back foot. Then step that right foot forward next to the left foot. Keep the knees bent. Lift your torso, come into chair pose. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, rise to stand. Bring your left knee up as you come up. Standing on your right leg. Right leg is solid and strong. Option 1 is staying here. Option 2 is reaching down with your hands and wrapping them around the bottom of your left foot. Stay here, or option 3, kick that left foot towards the front of the room. Keep the torso lifted here, keep the chest open. And option 4 is tucking that chin down, bringing the forehead to the knee. And then release, bending the left knee if it's straight, releasing the left foot next to the right. Inhale, bring your arms overhead. Exhale, hinge forward and fold into your forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, hinge and fold. Plant your palms, step your feet to the back of the mat. High plank, top of a push-up. Hold on your inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, take your cobra or your up dog. Exhale, set your knees down. Bring your hips back, child's pose. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift your hips up. Coming into tabletop, a little longer than tabletop. Start to walk your hands forward again. Coming into puppy pose. Bring your elbows down when you feel the need. Keep those hips lifted. Forehead comes to the mat, or maybe now that you've warmed up a little more, you can bring the chin to the mat. Maybe you can bring the bottom of the chin to the mat, bring the chest down even closer. Throat coming towards the mat, opening that throat. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 2 more breaths. Then bring your forehead to the mat. Push the mat away with your forehead so you can lift your elbows. Then push your hands into the mat, lifting your forehead. Walk your hands back. Open your knees. Set your hips back and down. Child's pose. Forehead to the mat. Good. Walk your hands back towards your knees, lifting up into a kneeling position. Knees or hips with distance. Actually, bring the knees to touch. Sit down onto your heels and wrap your hands around the tops of your heels like before. So lengthen here. So the thumbs are on the outside of your heels and all other fingers are on top and wrapping over the heels. Tuck your chin into your chest. Really get a deep tuck here as you start to round down. Then bring your forehead to touch your knees and the top of your head to touch the mat. Keeping the grip on your heels, now lift your hips up, coming into rabbit. Keep the connection between your forehead and your knees. Slowly release your hips back onto your heels. Walk your hands out in front of you. Bring your chest down onto the mat and lengthen your legs behind you, coming all the way down. Now lift your left hip up as you bring your palm all the way under your torso. Palm facing down, thumb facing outward. Do the same on the other side. So lift the right hip up, bring that palm facing down, thumb outward, under your torso. So your hands land just at the tops of your thighs. All right. Keep your chin lifted here. So the bottom of your chin is on the mat and you're looking forward. Press your hands into the mat as you lift your right leg up. Coming in half locust. Release your right leg. Push your hands into the mat and lift your left leg. Trying to keep both hips grounded. Using your back here. Throat is open. Release the left leg. Now turn your chin downward more so that your mouth is on the mat. Try to tuck those hands in a little bit more towards your center. Push both hands into the mat and lift both of your feet up off the mat. Trying to roll forward onto your shoulders. Really lifting with both of those legs. And release. Get your hands out from under you. Bring your hands by your chest. Push your torso up. Open your knees. Send your hips back and down for child's pose. Good. Inhale, move forward into tabletop. Cross your ankles behind you. Sit your hips back and down behind your ankles. And then move down into the middle of your mat. Coming onto your back. Inhale as you bring your knees into your chest. And really just find a tucking action here. And actually, let's tuck our head in towards our knees too. So we're just finding ourselves really wrapped up into a little ball. Good. Undo that. Let go. Feet come to the mat. Knees are bent. Pushing your hands into the mat. Lift your knees up. Lift your feet up. And try to bring your knees up over your head, coming into plow pose. Maybe your legs straighten as they come over behind you. Or maybe you keep the knees bent and your thighs are around your chest with your knees near your face. If you straighten your legs, make sure you're supporting your back here. So bend your elbows, bring your hands to the bottom of your back. You can even interlace your fingers here if you feel really solid and stable, and then extend your arms out along the mat. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Take another breath. If you want to come to shoulder stand and that's in your practice, you can do so. Otherwise, stay in plow pose for another moment. Shoulder stand. You extend your legs towards the ceiling. If you're in shoulder stand, come back into plow. And then in plow, bring your hands to your back. Bend your knees and slowly roll your spine down onto the mat. Tuck those knees in towards your chest again. Give them a squeeze. You can let your head hang on the mat here, long and heavy. Then open your arms to a T and drape both knees over to the left, finding a twist. Allow your right shoulder to melt into the mat. Come back to center. Release both knees towards the right. Melt the left shoulder into the mat. And come to center. Give your knees one more big squeeze. And then extend those legs all the way down. Open the feet up, hips width distance. Bring your arms by your sides. Palms face up. Make sure there's some space between your abdomen and your arms, and space in between your legs. Just allow those feet. Allow the arms and the legs and the back to just release your breathing patterns. Just return to a steady, soft breath. Close your eyes. Just relax in your final resting pose, Shavasana. slowly begin to come back, recognizing your body, being aware of where you are. Bend your knees, bring the soles of the feet to the mat, and either choosing to roll to one side and push up, or simply find a gentle rock up, come to a seated position, keeping your eyes closed, resting your hands wherever they might fall. Inhale through your nose, and exhale as you sigh it out, make some noise. Inhale through your nose. Exhale deeply, sigh it out, make noise here. One more inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. And if you want to, you can repeat the mantra that we spoke at the beginning of class. I am able to hear the voice of my soul and willing to speak my truth. Inhale, bring your arms overhead. Palms come to touch. Exhale, bring your hands down in front of your heart center. Thank you for practicing with us and for speaking your truth with us today. Namaste.